Welcome everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. And of course, this video is a little bit different in that we're starting at the racetrack where normally I take you through the weeks leading up to the race as well as the race in the video. But because we just had our off season and where we took care of all of that stuff pre-race, we'll go ahead and get started with the race. Now you can see here our bonuses are 15% and 15% for both the Super Softs and the race trim. So that is excellent that we got both of those bonuses. Those are maximum bonuses. Those are tier 3 bonuses. Our setups turned out pretty good. Unfortunately, our qualifying positions did not. We're both starting near the very back of the pack. We just simply didn't have the speed to get up front with them as much as I would have liked. All right, but 97% on the balance for our setup, so looking great there. We're going to be using the Super Softs, and we're going to be using the two-stop strategy. I really had considered using a one-stop strategy, but unfortunately, because of the reliability, I don't think we can go. I think we're actually going to need 2 pit stops to repair the car during the race. So one stop really isn't on the agenda for us, I don't think, realistically. But so we're going to go with 8 laps of fuel, but again, that's not going to be actually 8 laps. We're going to be pushing the car as hard as we can since we're doing the 2 stops, and hopefully it will stick together for us until we can at least get in there to repair it again, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to repair 2, if not 3 parts at least per pit stop. So as you can probably tell from my voice, I'm not terribly looking forward to this race. I hate this part of the game. With the reliability is so horribly low that to me, it takes the fun out of the first probably at least 3 races of the season, if not 4, because the reliability, it forces you to just make lengthy pit stops regardless of what you do. So we're going to start out with 8 laps here for Sergio. And again, because I need to stagger those stops out a little bit, you can see also 95%, so a good balance on setup here for him as well. Super Softs, and we're going to go with a little bit of extra fuel for Rodriguez so that we can hopefully stagger out these pit stops. Now, driver strategy, we're going to push with both at the very start, and again, we'll see if we need to back off of this driving style any at all as we get ready and when we see how the tire heating goes. But the main thing here in this race is I'm going to try not to get too terribly excited by the beginning of the couple of stints of the race. And that is simply because I already know that at the beginning of the race, we're not going to have the speed and the reliability and everything. But I also know that the AI cars are struggling with the same thing. So that gives me a little bit of hope that toward the end of the race, maybe we can pick up some positions because they may choose to be more aggressive and not repair things that they have the opportunity to repair. All right, so 15th and 16th right now. Lap 2, I'm watching the tire heat, and I'm seeing that so far, so good. All right, looks like we've gotten our tires heated up. I'm going to back off a little bit here. Try not to get them too terribly overheated. I do expect the track grip to continue to increase because I don't see any rain right now in the forecast. All right, so I'm keeping focused right now on Sergio because he'll be the first one to pit. All right, so far so good. Again, we need... Wow, Sergio is really falling back through the pack now and is making this very difficult. You can see the tires are going to continue to heat up. I'm just trying to slow down the rate at which they do so to keep from losing too much time. If we look, our lap times are several seconds off the leader, but that's simply because we're back in traffic. All right, let's go ahead and keep this thing going. See if Sergio can pick up any position. So looks like Rodriguez is doing well. He is up in 10th right now. All right, we're here on lap 4. All right, so far so good. Again, we'll have our first pit stops coming up very soon. All right, we're up to 9th now for Rodriguez. I'm going to back him down a little bit on the fuel. Again, I need him to go one more lap than Sergio just to spread things out a little bit. All right, so now if we look up, you can see here we've got pit stops happening all around on the track. All right, let's go ahead, and so they're happening on lap 5, which is a little bit earlier. So it looks like they're going to be using 5, 5, and 10 as their stints, and I'm going to try to go 6, 6, and 7. All right, so far so good. Let's go ahead and okay, so I kind of like where we are right now. All right, Sergio moves up. Looks like we're doing very well here. Rodriguez, again, in the top 5 right now. So we're going to shift back over to Sergio. Again, biggest thing we don't want to hear are any wrecks. You know, no contact to damage the car any more than it's already taking damage from the reliability. Okay, so now we are running lap 6, which is when we are going to come in for Sergio, put on his second set of tires, and again we're going to go on 9 laps there. And let's see, we are going to need to do, might as well go ahead and repair all of these because it does us no good if we're going to retire from the race. Okay, so now we'll skip back over to Rodriguez, and we'll see that the next time by for him, actually we could go ahead and pit him this time if we wanted to. Looks like we're going to have to, actually. Okay, and I think they're going to be, well, no, they're not going to be far enough apart. I take that back. They're not going to be far enough apart to do that because of the repairs we're going to have to do. So let's go ahead and get him going that one more lap. Let's have him go ahead and push as hard as he can. Okay, so now he's passed. We are in 3rd. Let's go ahead and set up his pit stop. So now we're going to go with this part condition. Okay, and with any luck, we may not have to repair him anything on the next pit stop, but I'm not going to bank on that. All right, so we've got our fueling right now. Everything seems to be going well for Sergio. And the biggest thing is, okay, suspension repairs went great. All right, so he's out and going once again. We'll leave his strategy as is. And now we'll see what Rodriguez has in store as he comes in for his pit stop. So far, so good. Everything is in the green so far. Repairs. Okay, everything good. Nothing great, but a good steady pit stop. And he comes back out. We're going to have him go to neutral and overtake on that. Again, so far, so good. Let's look at our condition of our engine. Looks like it's going to be okay, or as okay as it can be at this point in the season. Remember, it's a spec part, so we're going to want to increase its reliability over the course of the season a little bit so that we can continue to push the car hard. All right, so running 12th and 20th. Trying to pick up another spot here. And now we're instead losing spots. And you can see here the tire heat is continuing to increase. I'm going to have both of them try to conserve. Right there, it looks like we've got some reliability issues right behind us on the grid. Again, I fully expect that we're going to pick up some positions at the end of the race because I don't think all of the AI are as aggressive about repairing as we are. Okay, we're moving back into the top 10 right now. Trying to keep our tire heat under control. So right here, we want to try to make it with Sergio. We want to try to make it to at least lap 13. But right now, he is well out of the points. And it looks like we might have some reliability issues. Either that or pit stops have started and I missed it. because I haven't been looking at our mini map. I've been focused on tire temperatures for the most part. All right, so Rodriguez is running hard. Looks like we got pit stops starting now for a couple of cars. That puts us into the top 6, and most importantly, it gives us some fresh track, some clean air that we can use. And I really want to take advantage of that. Well, of course, we're pushing the engine as hard as we can. And I don't want to push the tires any harder right now because I need them to last a few more laps here in as good a condition as possible. All right, we had, looks like 1 or 2 more people came back in for pit stops there. So now we're up into the top 5 and that all-important clean air. Okay, so it looks like a podium is completely out of the question for us right now. Okay, and looks like I have messed up on Sergio here, and I am going to run him out of fuel. That was me simply not paying attention. So 6, let's try to go ahead and part condition. Wow, okay, it's dropping pretty rapidly there. Let's go ahead and do our normal repairs. And the fuel, so let's say 28 seconds versus 27 seconds. So yeah, it's not really going to matter. So let's go ahead and, at this point, really all you care about is trying to finish it in the points. If you don't finish in the points, it really doesn't matter where you finish in this division. Unless you are a team that isn't going to get any points throughout the entire year. All right, so now we're on lap 14. So we got 6 laps remaining. We'll go ahead and keep an eye. I would love to pit this next time by. In fact, we're going to have to, now that I take a quick glance at our fuel. All right, so we got 6 laps remaining. Let's go ahead and put about 8 is what we need there. And let's see. How many are we going to have? 6 laps remaining? Yeah, I'm going to have to do this. I really don't want... I tell you what, I'm going to take a chance here. Again, if we don't get any points, I mean, we're right on the edge of getting any points anyway. So, go from 13 to 19. Yeah, let's go ahead and deselect that on the brakes. And, okay, so it looks like bad pit stop for Sergio there. But the main thing is he's out of pit lane, so that as Rodriguez comes in 4th, let's hope that the work we've done in the clean air is enough to keep us going. Let's go ahead and have him go neutral. All right, so he comes back out in 4th. That is amazing. That is exactly what I was hoping for. And again, reliability issues could hit toward the end of the race. Of course, for us also, because I chose not to repair one of the parts for Rodriguez. I'm going to try and keep this thing going as best I can. Okay, we got more pit stops for the leaders, so they're coming out behind me. Again, we're just trying to get into the points. As high as we can get would be great, but the biggest thing is we want to make sure that we finish in the points. Otherwise, it really won't matter at all where we finish. All right, so we are in 2nd and doing great right now. 3 laps remain. Excuse me, 4 laps remain. All right, yeah, now he's starting to complain about the brakes. I understand, but we got to try to make this. Because I think if I would have done any repairs, that would have put us out way behind. All right, and if you take a look at the mini map, you can see here we are in 2nd. 6th place is a good bit behind us, so I'm hoping that if we just keep here, we're not really pushing the tires at all. We're pushing the engine, but we're not pushing the tires, and if we can just make it a few more laps here, it would be absolutely amazing if we could get a podium finish in the first race of the year. And you can see our lead over 4th here is pretty nice. So if we have to really back it down, let's see, okay, brakes have now gotten into the portion where they may give up on us at any time. Of course, we're going to hope that that doesn't happen and we can hang on for a podium. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of that message. Looks like parts failures and risks of part failures are everywhere on the grid right now. As you would expect, first few races of the season, this is exactly what you get. So we got our first retirement that I've noticed due to mechanical failures. All right, so now we're on the final lap. We are in second place. Not much of a lead, only about 3 seconds over third place, which you can see here toward the bottom right-hand portion of the screen. We're going to try to hang in there for a podium. Let's just hope no parts break. So far, so good. We're coming into our final sequence of corners, and we've done it. Woo! Okay, Sergio, in the meantime, is in 11th position, and he is quickly running out of fuel, but I think he's going to have just enough to make it. Not the finishing position we were hoping for, of course, but we come home second and 11th. That's going to do wonders for us in points. That second position is a lot of points. So you can see even the winner there, you can see the icon, and he was in danger of retirement due to reliability as well. So all in all, I would have to consider this a great finish for us. You can see there, the leader even had, that's how much speed he had. He could go on the soft instead of the super soft, and he made an additional pit stop. So very well done there for the winner. We come home second, and I am thrilled about that. Again, only the top 6 positions are able to earn any points. So if you're not in the top 6 positions, unless you're one of the bottom teams that has really no realistic chance of making any points, then it really doesn't matter where you finish. So we'll come home with 6 points in our first race. That will put us second and 11th in driver standings, as you would expect. But most importantly, it puts us second in the team championship, which is ultimately what matters. All right, very well done. We'll take a look at our final few screens here, including how much money we ended up losing for the race. We did not get the bonus for qualifying, but we did get it for the race, so that helps out. Our morale doing pretty good, 94 and 80% there. You can see no longer getting any improvements from Rafael, and I think this is an age-related thing, I believe. But you can see we're still getting improvements here on Sergio. We came in second position as a team. We were expected, of course, 4th for the year. So everything pretty much stays the same. We're at 95% marketability and 90% happiness. I'm very happy about that. And of course, she says, I'm not very happy about losing money like this, but so far so good. We lose about 650,000. But again, that's not the end of the world. We know that we've got some new parts coming up very soon. And thank you very much for joining me for our first race in Season 4, our second season in Tier 2. And stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.